Well, I want to talk to you today about why Satan would actually tell you the truth, and if he actually does. Have you ever considered why sometimes people who claim to know God, love God, and serve God, but yet their fruit is horrible? How can they agree with the things of God? How can they speak the truth in one area and not in another? How can they know the truth in one hand and not on another? I mean, how is that possible? I mean, what would Satan have to gain by telling his followers to speak the truth or giving them the words that were truthful? What would be the purpose to that? Well, you have to consider what was the first lie Satan ever told. You very well know, in the day that you do eat, you will surely not die. Okay? Did they die immediately when they ate the apple? No. But they died spiritually, and they died physically later on. Did they become like God? No. But yes, in the sense that they knew good from right from wrong, good and evil. So he's always going to have some form of truth in what he tells people, or what he tells people to tell others. So how are we supposed to tell when we're talking to a false prophet versus when we're talking to somebody who really loves God, serves God, and obeys God? Where's their heart? What do they speak? What are they motivated by? Is it true love? Is it a sense of responsibility towards those around them because they were once like those people? Is it something that says, I truly do love you, I really care, I'm not willing that one of you should perish because I was too afraid to speak up? How do we know where their heart is? Well, we listen to some of the words that come out of their mouth. And if it's a gospel of life, then it will be covered in love. It will be bathed in Christ, which is love. It'll be bathed in the Spirit of God, which God is love. To know God is to love. You can't say you love God and then turn around and hate your brother and sister. You can't do it. If somebody is bearing good fruit and they're of God, okay, they don't say unkind things, yet you hate them, you have just dismissed them to the fiery torment of hell. um, the love of God is not within you. And that's where we need to use discernment as believers who believe Jesus Christ is the Son of God. Okay? He can make us heirs to the kingdom, and we become his brother. We become a stepchild or an adopted child of the living God. Because we're adopted sons and daughters of the kingdom. Now, why would Satan tell the truth? Well, if you've ever been fishing, you have to make the bait palatable. You have to make it believable so that someone will nibble on it. And if it's something that you just know it's vile, you're not going to swallow it. You're not going to want to eat it. You're not going to want to be around it because it's not going to look appealing, it's not going to look right, it's not going to taste right, and you're not going to take that into your spirit. Okay? That's why it's utterly, completely important to examine the scriptures to see whether these things be so. It's important to go to God in prayer and say, look, I know what they're saying, but I'm getting a check in my spirit. My spirit is saying that there's something wrong with this. Tell me what it is. That's where, as a believer, we have to trust God. We have to believe that He's going to speak to us. We have to believe that He's going to keep us out of trouble. And then we seek out our brothers and sisters in Christ, and we go to them and say, hey, something you said here just doesn't sit well with me. And if they are a believer, they'll want to explain to you where they were coming from, admit they were wrong, or explain to you, how the misunderstanding happened, and try to make it right. Okay? They won't just simply brush you off, write you off, say you're something, and then just dismiss you. That's not the way it works. They're actually going to feel something. Okay? So that's how you know, and hopefully this video makes sense, and I can't wait for him to tell me what the title's going to be. Okay, guys. Have a truly, truly blessed day. Okay?